What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Tram. I'm Matt.
And I'm Caesar.
And today, before we get into this new-looking bottle, we just want to say, if you're new here, hey, thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button on your way out. If you're a returning viewer, hey, we appreciate you so much for sticking around. Nonetheless, everybody smash the like button and hit that little bell. That way you know whenever we drop a brand new video. Caesar, what do we got on the bar today?
Today we got something from the bar, because I'm not going to keep repeating about that.
That's right. I was like, what do we have on the bar today? Today we have the Famous Grouse Cask Series Ruby Cask Blended Scotch Whisky. Let's get into it. We love the naked grouse. Do we like the ruby grouse?
Let's get naked.
So, folks, the Famous Grouse Cask Series Ruby Port Cask Finish. We have reviewed a grouse on this channel. It was the naked grouse. You can check that one up here. Safe to say, we both really like that one. If you want to learn a little bit about the history of the distillery and whatnot, it's in there as well, I think.
I just love all the, I was going to say refineries. I love all the distilleries that put stuff into the naked grouse.
Yeah, that was, I think it was Highland Park, it was Macallan, and one other one, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So I don't know where this juice comes from. However, I know that it's finished in Ruby Port Cask. And Ruby Port Cask, it's a fortified wine, if I remember correctly. It's a very dessert wine, very fruity, very heavy, sometimes super big on the chocolate notes. It's a dessert wine for sure. I have had a sip of this. It's been a minute. I'm excited to get into it. I think my buddy Jesse brought this over, and I think we did a bottle swap. I was like, here, you take this one, and I'll take this one as a result. Because he really liked the bottle that that we were drinking from. And I'm like, well, here, take this one. He's like, well, no, take this one then. I'm like, it's fine. You can take both. And he just left this one here. So thanks for the bottle. I appreciate that. But nonetheless, what are you expecting as we get into it?
To be honest, I'm expecting good things because I'm 1 for 1 with the grouses already. So if I liked what they had before, and what I had before was their basic lineup, and this is supposed to be, kind of like a special cask type thing from it, then I'm expecting good things. Because if I already liked it before, then hopefully whatever fine tuning they did to it is pretty good.
It's barreling, folks. They put it in a barrel. That's the fine tuning he's referring to. I'll say this for it: 40% ABV. So. Okay. Entry level, right? We're squeezing all the money we can out of the barrel with this one.
How much?
I want to say this is like 20 to 25.
Okay.
Like this is a value for sure. This is not the only Cask Series bottling that Famous Grouse has. There's a couple other ones. I want to say there is like a what is it? Is it a tequila finished one? I don't know. I can't remember. You put it down in the comments because you guys will know because you have access to Uncle Google. And right now, I don't. But this is not the only one. This was the one that I was interested in, though. And I think that's why Jesse had picked it up for us. So
right off the back, that nose just jumps with the fruit. So
yes,
I think
very fruity.
I think that ruby cask, that wine cask definitely punches out. Like it stands out for sure.
It's very reminiscent of port wine. Yeah. Like it's almost like there was a little bit of port left in the barrel.
Yeah,
and the whiskey kind of came amalgamized
exactly.
with it. Amalgamized? That's a word.
Formaldehyde.
Fruity. I'm not getting a whole lot of malt in there. Like I'm not getting the bread notes I would typically get. And I was kind of hoping I would get like a bread with jam kind of
gotcha.
Out of the nose, right?
Adding the fruit to the bread.
Yeah, but right now it's just like you just dunked your nose in a bottle of, Smuckers.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a little bit of vanilla in there, but it's buried. I'm going to take a sip while you talk.
Yeah, that is all port. That is heavily influenced. Not bad. It's actually not bad at all. I almost prefer the original grouse just because of how much more like original Scotchy it is.
It's definitely more Scotchy in the naked grouse.
Yeah,
for sure.
But this isn't bad. This is definitely more like heavy wine influenced for sure. I mean, it's definitely that port. That port does a lot for this for sure. Versus other like casks or bottles we have that finish in a certain cask where you barely get a hint of it. This for sure, it lets you know that it was in there for sure.
I'm not gonna lie, this might be, for the price, this might be one of my favorite port finish whiskeys. I haven't had a whole lot, but I have had a few. I don't think we've reviewed any on the channel, but I have had a few port finish whiskeys, and this might be the most complementative, if that makes sense. Like the two flavors mesh really nicely. The Scotch on the nose is like not even there. Like you said, it's all fruit from the port. On the palate, again, hits you with that port wine to the part where I like literally there was a thought mid drink where I'm like, did Jesse just like swap the liquid here? Did I just get port wine? Then it kind of yielded some of those like more vanilla honey notes from a Scotch. Get a little bit of the malty bread. Almost no spice. Like I thought there was for a hot second, and then it went away. This isn't bad. Like I'm excited to kind of get a little bit more into it. What else are you thinking?
So I mean, to be honest, like I almost would recommend this for people that love port wine and they're trying to get into Scotch. Like this is an easy like open door for them because there's gonna be a lot of flavors that they can relate to easily, and it'll be easy for them to find. And then it also has a little bit of influence from the Scotch. So
and the fact that it's 40%, it's not gonna blow them up either. Like if wine is all you drink, folks, or beer is all you drink, and then somebody says, hey, Matt, you like whiskey? I drink beer. What whiskey should I get? And I'm like, well, you should drink a lot of beer to see if you can handle your shit. But nonetheless, this is like you said, if somebody is coming off of port wine or just wine in general, and they're like, hey, I kind of want to get into spirits, this would be a nice bridge, starting them into that world. I think you're absolutely right. So I think that's going to give it some extra points with me. 40%. So when we put the water on it, we'll see what happens. Not gonna lie, not much so far. A little hotter, which is shocking. Like there's a little bit of that, I guess the shared note we always give is like that nail polish Sharpie remover. Nail polish Sharpie remover? Nail polish remover / Sharpie. You know what's funny? Initially, it kind of went away. I was gonna say when I first put that water in, it gave me a little bit of a funk, of a Springbank funk, but then how dare you? There is no Springbank. No, I know there's it, but it gave me. There is no moldy flowers in this. It tasted moldy, or it smelled moldy at first. A few weeks back, one of my buddies from work, shout out, you know who you are. He's like, man, moldy flowers, and I'm like, yeah, 100%. It's so good. Springbank 10, folks. You can check that one out up here. If you haven't had Springbank, you gotta check it out. It's so good. It's definitely not for the faint of heart. Yeah, it's an acquired taste for sure. Yes, like. If it's your first Scotch, it may not be for you. It definitely, at least on the nose, holds the water. Damn, that's not bad with the water. Wow, it makes it more refreshing. It brightened up the fruits, and it's a lot easier to drink. It almost, I don't know, it doesn't taste like a whiskey anymore, because I feel when I drink a whiskey, there has to be some type of roughness to it. But this is almost more juice related than whiskey related. I was gonna say, why does this all of a sudden just taste like Welch's? Yeah, like juice, right? It just tastes like Welch's juice. That's like crazy. Interesting. Huh. Well, that's weird, right? I don't know what to do with this. It's all juice. That's not bad. I almost prefer this one with water. Wow. The fruit kind of gets toned down a little bit. Like it's not as in your face with it, right? Like the deep red fruits, the cherries, the kind of, stewed fruits that we've talked about in some sherry finished scotches. Yeah. But with the water, it just kind of tones it down. For lack of a better word, it waters it down. And so it kind of becomes, if you're not like super in, like, have you ever had sangria? Like the wine that has all the fruit in it? Yeah. Sometimes like it's like, man, this is just intense. Yeah. But like if you let it sit for a little bit, it kind of mellows out. It's kind of that same aspect for me where like the water kind of mellowed this out and made it just that much more approachable. And not that this wasn't approachable to begin with, but like it just made it more so. Like I could chug this. Yeah, like easily. If I put a little bit of water in this, I could chug this, and that might be bad news. This is not bad. It's not bad, yeah. So to me,
it took away the dark fruits, but it brightened up the fruits in general, though. Like, to where it took away the whiskey roughness or the scotchness, and then it's just like bright fruits and juice.
And not that it was like rough to begin with, like, but the edges that you might find sometimes, I would say.
Yeah. Like, it's going to be hard for a new person to drink this with water and then have a stank face after drinking it. If they have a stank face after drinking this with water, then they know whiskey is not for them.
Whiskey's not for them yet.
Yeah. No, but yeah, that's actually not bad. That's interesting. I did not expect that to be that good with water.
It's almost perfumey when you kind of rub off the alcohol. It's almost very perfumey, floral.
Aromatic.
Yeah, like it's interesting.
How much was this?
I didn't buy it, but I want to say it's between 20 to 25.
Okay.
So
it's
a value, like for sure.
That's not bad. So for that price range, and the fruity flavors it has to offer, I'll probably give this a 3. Give it a 3 out of 5. It's definitely not bad for that price point, and I'm surprised that if you add water, it turns it into freaking like apple juice.
Yeah, it loses almost everything as far as a spirit would go.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just needed to get a little bit of water in it. You said 3?
Yeah.
I'm inclined to agree with you. I think 3 would be very fair on this. For me, though, I'm not going to give it a 3. I'm going to give it a 2.5, and I'm going to tell you why. 2.5 for me on this one I think is fair. I would definitely buy it again. But I think, for me personally, I would be looking for a little bit more in my scotch, right? Like, I would want just a little bit more of those scotchy flavors. This is still good. This is still great even for the price point. But I would like a little bit more malt. Yeah. I would like a little bit more than just bam, fruit. You know what I mean? And again, that's not a bad thing. It's just my personal preference is all. So it's a 2.5 from me. It's a 3 from Caesar. Do us a favor. Hit us up in the comments. Do you like the Famous Grouse? Do you like the Ruby Cask? The Ruby Grouse, as we would so call it at the beginning of this video. Is there another grouse that we should check out? I keep thinking I'm going to say girl at some point. That's going to go way south, and that's not a good thing. But hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And don't forget, folks, we got over 100 reviews, and a bunch of reviews from last year haven't even cracked 100 views for video. So go check out some of those reviews. They're checking out right up here. Until next time, stay safe and drink well. All aboard. Catch you next time. Hey, everybody. Hope you liked that video.
Don't forget to hit that bell for notifications.
And don't forget to subscribe.